are. We're in the UK. Brands Hatch. Season 6. No, Season 3, Race 6. Currently, Roberto Solario leads the championship by 2 points over Sebastian Musselberger. Solario today starts second, Musselberger starts 8th. Then you've got Gamaires, who's third in the championship. Funny enough, starting third. Well, you've got Roberto in 10th. Marcus Hubbard completing out the top 5 in the championship, starts 5th. Of course, you got the Season 1 champion, Pierre Montcalm. He is starting in 9th place, and the Season 2 champion, John Jones, who starts on pole, would have been in for a good... Well, finally got something to show for his season last him out at Kota. He finished second that day, and so we're going to see what happens. Now, the only driver yet to score points this season, that man is Alex Rodriguez. He is down in 23rd. Caleb Powell, who's only picked up 1 point, starting 24th. So, unlikely we'll see either of them add to their tallies this season. And yeah, we're going to see what happens. Now, there is a bit of rain in the area. So there we go, you can see the clip on the left hand side. Oliver Weiss starting 4th, he hasn't got too much to lose. He is currently, to be fair, 6th in the championship as we get underway. And it was a good start from Solario, but Jones will have the inside line. They're all going to run through up the hill. So it's Jones leading, Gamaires sending it up the inside. As Felix Gamaires tries to take the race lead off of John Jones. Solario may have tagged the back of Jones there. And that's Gamaires going for a spin, and I think Ryan helps him fill it, and they've all been involved. Everybody involved in that one, and that is a big accident. We've got Saffron Jones out, Crafenschitz out, Ryer's down, and it all kick-started from Gamaires getting forced out wide. Oh, and then helps fill it, and Rye came together, and yeah, everything just snowpiled, and we're going to have a look at what happened. But it is Jones leading Solario. Musselberger in all this now, he's up to 3rd ahead of Muller, Scherer, Bagatov, Montcalm, Muppets, Yedeva, and Vai. Sanghung is 11th, then Staufhaus. We'll see what the casualty list is. It looks like Vai, Gamaires, Jones, and Crafenschitz are all pretty much done. As our helpers to fill it, we're going to see who comes into the pits as well. Jones and Crafenschitz out. I think they probably just got blindsided and just couldn't see anything that was going on. They're both out of the race. Saffron Jones back-to-back DNFs. Now, Crafenschitz DNFs. Yeah, just not good. But it's Jones leading Solario. 3rd place, Musselberger. And then Bagatov 4th, Montcalm 5th, Yedeva 6th, Muppets 7th. Adio 8th. And then here comes Vai up the inside with Adio trying to take P8. As Muller came into the pits. Which is a shame because he was up in 4th place after all of that. As Wright gets a little bit out of sorts, as does Rodriguez, who's now up to 12th, having started this race 23rd, as I mentioned. There's Caleb Powell, who started dead last, trying to go up the inside of Leshov. That would be for 11th place. Gamaires also into the pits, so there we go. Scherer's retired entirely. So 3 DNFs and 2 calls into the pits, and a whole jumbled up order after that first lap of chaos, where pretty much everyone that wasn't Jones or Solario got involved to some degree. As Powell goes onto the grass, goes for a spin, and we got a couple of cars spinning there. Staufhaus, and that's, I think, Helverson Phillip losing his front wing. So there we go. In all of this, Nurse Olsen Bagatov is up in 4th place, which would be a big result for him. But he has got Montcalm and Yedeva and Muppets, so they're all in this fight. With the rain coming down in Brands Hatch. With just over 15 minutes still to go, might I add, as Helverson Phillip does come into the pits. Not good for him. At his home race, of course, so, yeah. Staufhaus looks like he also probably picked up damage because he's a long way back. Vyers has not got damage, but he had obviously spun out on the first lap. Meanwhile, John Jones out in front has pulled out a 2-second lead over Solario. So we'll see what happens with that one. As Montcalm now looks on Bagatov for 4th place. Won't get it done there. See if he goes up the inside. Now it does not. Musselberger's lost a bit of time, so he probably made a mistake somewhere. Because he's just lost about 2 seconds, so there we go. So we move on with 14 minutes and 20 seconds to go with Jones leading Solario, and then it's Musselberger in third, and then Bagatov fourth, Montcalm fifth, who's now looking for the move, and this is for fourth place. Will Pierre Montcalm move up the inside and take fourth place off of Nursos and Bagatov? And it looks like he will. And he moves up into the top four, Montcalm, ahead of Bagatov. And then it's Roberto Yedeva, Adio in the points, George Wright in the points, Sang Hun in the points, Alex Rodriguez near the points. Powell's dropped back a bit now, there's Wright, and then you get back through the field. So we'll see what happens now with Bagatov as he clips the curb there. He might now come under pressure from Mufaritza, and he might just drop back through the field here, Bagatov. As Mufaritza goes up the inside on Bagatov and moves through up into the top five now. So Bagatov drops back to sixth. And the next driver to have a crack at Bagatov will be Jesmont Yedeva, who looked promising in season 2, but it's not really worked out in season 3 for him. Did have a nice point haul in Detroit, but other than that, hasn't finished in the points all season. Comes into this 18th in the championship. For context, his teammate is Sebastian Musselberger, so there's no excuses on the pace front. Meanwhile, John Jones dropping back to third. Oh! So he goes onto the curb and round he goes. So John Jones drops to third. That gives Solario a pretty easy race lead. There's Montcalm, there's Mufaritza, so not good news for John Jones, who once again can't take the points he probably should. Or at least not at this stage of the race, with 12 minutes 45 to go. Vitaly Lesyov has retired from the race, which is a shame because he was running in and around 11th place. So, not sure what happened there. And now you can see Mufaritza beginning to make up some ground, and he's onto the back of Montcalm. Meanwhile, there's the move from Yedeva that we expected on Bagatov, who's just beginning to drop back. And now Yedeva moves up to 6th place. So, there we go. Bagatov hasn't really got the pace in the car, or the pace as a driver to really keep up with these guys. And the next train he may fall back into will be the Vai Sanguinario train, which is 8th to 10th. So, there we go. Up in 4th place at one stage, remember? But there we go. 11:45 to go. And it is Solario leading Musselberger. But that doesn't really tell the whole story because Jones was leading pretty comfortably and then made a mistake and spun himself around and drops back to third. So, there we go. $11:18 to go. See what happens as Muffles has sort of dropped away from Montcalm here. Let's see if Adi can maybe do so on Sang Hun. 2 Durango drivers. So, there we go. Mariam's come into the pits. So, I'm wondering if maybe there was contact between Mariam and Lesyov, or if that was a separate incident, or what happened there. Really a significant fight out there, so we're going to follow Caleb Powell trying to hunt down Celia Camille for 12th place. If Powell wants to get himself up to the top 10, he has got to catch about 7 seconds. Because he is that far behind George Adio, but you never know. $10:15 to go. Could be bad news for John Jones here because Montcalm actually might not come under pressure from Mufaritza, but the issue is there's 2 lap cars. Well, there's a lap car between him and Musselberger, and it's Haley Mariam. As we go with 10 minutes to go. As the heavens disappear and we get some dry running here, as we can see George Wright now looking to make a move on Nursos and Bagatov, or at least it looked like it until he lost a bit of time through there. Let's see what's going to happen here. quick bit back and track Montcalm and John Jones, who might be getting impeded by the lap car, Haley Marianne. We're going to see him wait what happens with that one. There you can see Mossberger in second, and here Montcalm having a little look to the inside. Won't happen there, obviously. So Solario leading Mossberger. Then it is Jones. There's the lap car of Marianne. Fourth is Montcalm. Nesbitt puts in Yedeva. Bagentov's dropped right. Then Sanghun, Adio, Mawitzi, then Camille and Powell and Rodriguez. And then Vai, and then Muller, who leads those who pitted. And then Helson, Philip, Romero, Stouthouse, and Marianne, who has now been lapped. And then the DNF is behind them. So we're going to see if John Jones can clear off Haley Marianne here and give some clear running for himself. And put a car between him and Pierre Montcalm, crucially. Who's right there in fourth. With 8 minutes 20 to go. Past halfway in the race now as Marianne made a slight mistake through that corner. See if Jones can take advantage, but Montcalm is right there as well, so there we go. And Montcalm's going to look for the move on Jones. So Jones can't really make a move on Marianne because he's got to defend from Montcalm, which it looks like he has. Montcalm keeps it up the inside though. And then that gets the place, although Jones will be back up the inside. As they go wheel to wheel. And Montcalm gets caught a little bit out wide and has to back off. And now, up the inside comes to Andover Hutzer, trying to get past Pierre Montcalm up the hill. And a great opportunistic move from Andover Hutzer as he moves up to fourth place. And this will be good news for Jones now, because he can now focus on just getting past Marianne and not having to worry about these guys in behind. There's Montcalm, there's Yedeva, there's Bagatov, right, and then further down the points to the others. Out in front though, Solario leads by 5.6 seconds and is looking good for his third win of the season. So, there we go. Yeah, there's Mossberger second, Jones third, then Mahut, so we'll see what happens with Marianne though. Final 7 minutes of the race. And right now, it is the top two in the championship who are top two in the race. So, we'll see what happens with that one. Of course, the downside for Jones right now is that Marianne will be on fresher tyres having come into the pits, and that probably is why she may have some pace in the car. Solario has got the fastest lap of the race in all of this. As Jones goes for it into the air, spins around, and that is him into the wall. And Bagatov did the same. And Vai's on the grass, and that's Jones dropping down in the end to 8th place. Actually, it might be further here, because there's the Durango cars, and there's Moritze. So John Jones, once again, is not going to get the points that he's probably deserving of. And you can see how this now drags back in Caleb Powell into a chance of points. As Jones and they both go wide, and that is Adio off into the wall, and that's him out of the race. And Moritze has also gone for a spin and lost her front wing. So that's Moritze without a front wing, and that's Adio out the race. Right, let's move up the order, because there you can see Yedeva, in all this, has moved up to try and get past Moritze for third place. So we're not really sure what happened there. But Yedeva now up into the podium places. So a double podium for the Coloni team. As now, Montcalm looks to get quickly back ahead of Moritze. And it looks like he's got it, although Moritze will be back up the inside. Yellow flags there. We'll figure out what they were for as Montcalm goes for a spin. It looks like Musselberger's had a moment. Because he's now dropped to 4th. This will happen to him as he lost it on the curb and round he went. So it is Solario leading, Yedeva second, Mahut's a third. Then it's Musselberger, George Wright, and all this is up into the top 5. There's Bagatov fighting with Montcalm. And in the background there you can see John Jones in 8th. And then it's Sanghun and Camille. As Bagatov moves up the inside. Won't happen there. Yellow flags are out on track, and that's Mahut's out of the race. Wow. What happened to Mahut's? Because he wasn't really close enough to get Yedeva. Bear in mind he was running in third here. And he just goes wide onto the grass, and there goes his car, and yep, that's out of the way to Mahutz, who won't score any points. And that is a spin for Sanghun and also Montcalm, and they have come together in a big way. Somehow both of them are not out the race. But that was a big incident, and there is all sorts of chaos kicking off here in Brands Hatch late on. Meanwhile, John Jones is now beginning to catch up to the back of Bagatov to try to get himself back up into the top 5. Wolfgang Muller, who pitted, is running in 11th right now. So he might still get points at this point. 4 minutes 24 to go. Solario still leads by 11 seconds. See what John Jones can do up behind Bagatov, who goes for a spin. And that's John Jones up into the top 5. Bagatov rejoins. There's Caleb Powell now running in 7th place, so he's going to get some points. Montcalm comes into the pits, which pushes Miller up into the top 10. Sang Hun's also in the pits. So that's going to push Helmers and Phillip up to 12th. Camille slightly clipped the curb there. 3:48 to go. Maritze also in the pits. So the only driver outside the top 10 who hasn't pitted is Oliver White, and he was involved in that lap 1 melee. We've had 6 DNFs. And a lot of chaos. This is sort of the active fight. Bagatov, Powell and Camille. This is the 6th place. With Rodriguez in 9th looking to get his first points of the season. That's John Jones facing the wrong way and off into the wall. And he has no rear wing, so he's going to have to come into the pits and fix that. Meanwhile, that now pushes this fight up for 5th, 6th and 7th. So once again, John Jones is not going to get the points he deserves. However, let's focus on this fight because there's Camille trying to get past Powell. This is for 6th place. Alex Rodriguez is just going to get his first points of the season. He's currently running in 9th. That will effectively be 8th once Jones either comes into the pits or gets overtaken by him. With 2:54 to go. And you can just see the damage on the track there. So there we go. Now you're going to see Powell get a nice run on Bagatov, and he's going to go up the inside Caleb Powell. And Caleb Powell moves up into the top 5. If any of you saw that happening when he started this race down in 24th, then I would love to hear it. In what has been an absolutely action-packed race, it is Caleb Powell in the top 5, ahead of Bagatov, and there's Camille. Rodriguez is 8th, Muller 9th, Jones has now dropped to 10th because obviously he's got damage. And then it's Rye. As we enter the final 2 minutes of the race. Bagatov might be looking to come back at Powell here. If you had Powell, Bagatov and Camille fighting it out for 5th place. As Camille locks up, nearly takes out Bagatov. Manages to avoid them as Jones now does come into the pit. I think he'll probably drop out somewhere around Gamayres or Sang Staufhaus, so I don't think he's going to get anything out of this race. John Jones. As we run up the hill, 1.5 minutes to go. As we've got yellow flags, and that is Yadevo out of the race. And Mariam as well. So Yadevo would come back on the track. At this stage, everything was fine, and then there's Mariam just going all over the track and straight into Yadevo, who is now out of the race. Which means George Rye is on the podium. Caleb Powell's running for 4th now. There's Bagatov and Camille. This now will push Oliver Rye. Actually, this was going to push Marcus Helmers and Phillip up into the points. Jones has actually come out a lot worse than I expected. So there we go. Final minute of the race. Denver retires. Solario is on the final lap of the race right now. So there we go. As there's Maritze at the back of the field coming in for her 2nd pit stop of the race. As there's Bagatov trying to chase down Powell on the final lap of the race. Camille's now dropped to 2 seconds behind. So we are going to see what happens with this. Doesn't look like Bagatov's got enough momentum to get ahead of Powell here, but we'll wait and see what happens. I am not counting anything with how this race has gone. We've had 8 DNFs, which is just incredible. But yeah, Bagatov nowhere near close enough. He's now dropped over a second behind, so there we go. As Solario actually has already finished the race, so Roberto Solario wins his 3rd race of the season. Montcalm and Sanghun, they're both finishing a lap down. Jones will do the same after, well, starting on pole once again, just not getting the result he should have. Massamoto's going to finish in second. George Wright is going to cross the line. He's going to end up third. It's going to be Caleb Powell from last to fourth as he crosses the line, with Bagatov in fifth. Celia Camille will finish sixth. Alex Rodriguez will get his first points of the season as he finishes in seventh. Wolfgang Miller in eighth, with Oliver Vai, who started fourth, got caught up in all that lap 1 chaos. He is eventually going to cross the line and finish ninth, with 10th place going to Marcus Helgers and Phillip, who, after getting involved in that lap 1 accident, will cross the line and get a point at his home race. Felix Gamaiwas is going to cross the line in 11th. As you can see, both Sanghun, Montcalm, Jones, and Wetzel have all finished a lap down. So the last driver to technically cross the line, despite not being last, will be Emerson Staufhaus, who crosses the line in 12th. The DNF is Yadeva, Marianne, Mupawitz, Adio, Leshiov, Sherrod, Jones, and Kraft and Shits, and we will see you for round 7 when we go to Fuji.